Hi guys, today I am going to introduce you to somebody who may not be the most famous person in the history of British television, but in the motorbike circles this guy is an absolute legend. Legend, but I'm going to introduce to you Austin Vince. Austin, how you doing, my man? Also to my left is Amir, who's going to be our cameraman for the trip. Amir, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you very much.
So the one thing I have to say about Austin is that very kindly he has allowed us some of his very valuable time, because I know he's a very busy person. He does a lot of bike films and also a lot of other work related to endurance rides across the globe. He has allowed us some of his valuable time to help us with the filming aspect of the trip. And I would now like to ask Austin to say something about our trip.
Well, it's a terrific treat and a privilege to be involved in your project at so early a stage. It's been great fun to be consulted, is probably too fancy a word, but it's very exciting to think of what you're about to try and undertake. You've got a big project on your hands here, and I've been asked loads of times to help consult all sorts of adventure motorcycle expeditions, but I've never been asked before about a Syrian trip. So this is a real treat, and I'm looking forward very much to finding out what kind of film you guys come up with, what kind of experience you have. It sounds like it's going to be a great adventure, but not just knobbly tyres and sand and hardship, but also a really great cultural experience where you're, as far as I can tell, going to be visiting all sorts of interesting historical locations, but also visiting the work of the SOS Children's Charity in Syria and seeing their operations there. And anything I can do to help, of course, I'm at your service for this noble cause. But it's terribly exciting, this whole thing. I can't wait to see the film that you come back with, and I think it's going to be absolutely groundbreaking and unique. And the main thing is, of course, I wish you every success. And I think that the more that, and I've been speaking to these guys for quite a few hours now, and it's been humbling to see what an exciting venture this is going to be.
Thank you. I just need to add something else about Austin here, because you always hear about people whose feet never touch the ground. Well, in Austin's case, this is absolutely true, because we are sitting in his houseboat at the moment, and when Austin is not on his houseboat, he's on his bike, so his feet never touch the ground.
Well, don't hold your breath. My bike's pretty old and a bit rubbish, but it's seen plenty of action.
It will be available for public viewings. Don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, I feel really fortunate to be part of the team. Of course, I knew Alex for a long time, and it was a privilege meeting Alex and the master of all, Austin. He gave me some really crucial points. He told me a lot because he has a great expertise when it comes to riding bikes and filmmaking. And of course, I really look forward to the whole trip, and I wish that we can come up with something good that everybody enjoys.
Okay, Austin, if you can give us your thoughts about long distance motorcycling in general.
Wow. Well, things are in a bit of a mess here at the moment. Long distance or adventure motorcycling, as it's sometimes called, has changed my life completely, for the better, I might add. And I think one of the nice ways I've heard it summed up is, if you want to do something really amazing, that often in life takes a lot of effort. If you want to climb Everest without oxygen, or row across the Atlantic, or swim the Channel, or something, or run a marathon, all of these activities take a lot of effort, and I think only a special kind of person can do them, or maybe anyone can do them, but after a lot of effort. But what I love about adventure motorcycling is that a complete idiot can have the experience of a lifetime with just a week of preparation, none of which requires any effort at all or determination. You just grab a cheap, crappy bike for £1,000, get a couple of stamps for your visas online, and then bang, you're off, and your mind is blown, and it's a legal high. On your trip, you're going to be going through Bulgaria, Romania, and Turkey, obviously, on your way to Syria, and I envy you. It's fabulous. Turkey is, I think, one of the great undiscovered motorcycle destinations in the world. The size of the country is amazing, but the variety of incredible scenery, and almost all of it is beautiful. No fences and gates like in stupid Western Europe. You can camp anywhere. Everybody's super fabulous, and for a foreign country, the food is okay. And it's not like ridiculous, you know, brains and testicles and all that stuff. And so that's motorcycling in Eastern Europe is a particular treat, because the even today it's still so unspoiled. Some people might say the good time to get there was before the Berlin Wall came down, when it really was like a trip back in time. But it's I mean, Romania, once again, is a massive country. People don't realise what a great wilderness is. Lovely people, quite unused to dealing with Westerners on the whole. Superb hospitality, super cheap. Everything you need, from stunning mountains with beautiful twisty trails, pine trees, the fabulous Black Sea coast. Though I should warn you about Constanta, where I was mugged. But Romania is a total treat, so I'm certainly very jealous of the fact that you'll be going through there. This will be a high point of the trip, and it's really one of the brilliant things about going through Western Europe and then Turkey on your way somewhere, be it Syria, Iran or India, is that you go through a different border every couple of days, and you get this fabulous turnover of societies and cultures very quickly at not really very much expense. If you drove the same distance in the USA or even in South America, you wouldn't notice at all how rapidly things changed. So before you know it, Istanbul is 2,219 road miles from Uxbridge, and in that journey you'll see loads and loads of stuff. Oh, Istanbul! Wow. I mean, that's what a treat, what a destination in its own right. I can't believe it. I can't believe this has just worked. That never happens. It might look like I know what I'm doing. Of course I don't. But one of the great joys of adventure motorcycling, when you go away on a long expedition and you can't get the parts or the help that you might need, or you might be in a country where most people don't ride as modern a motorcycle as you're on, is the thrill of becoming more self-reliant. In this modern age, we've got television programs all the time telling us how to get out there and live off the land and go back to basics and downsize and all that kind of stuff, and people seem to be obsessed with survival and all these desert island shows and everything like that. So it is nice when you're on the road to be able to take care of yourself, and if you can't take care of yourself, it's slightly comical as you try and blunder your way around the bike, breaking things as you attempt to become self-reliant. It takes years, and you'll never, like a language or like being a good husband, your work is never done. But it's fun trying, and if you don't go on these long trips, you might never then, you know, take the plunge. This is a 2006 Yamaha XT660R, Alexis's tool of choice for the big expedition to Syria. There's absolutely no question of this being one of the most respected distance adventure bikes, and it refreshingly hasn't got the word adventure in the title. But it's a 660 twin. The engine is a famous variant of what Yamaha have been doing for a long time, and it's refreshingly simple and straightforward. There's not too much computer wizardry on this to go wrong, and most pleasingly, it's good to see that it's been given some kind of Syrian sand paint job. Well, I think the crucial thing is that you just go. Whatever happens, don't listen to anybody, including me. Just make sure that you do your trip, and you'll have the trip of a lifetime. And then the other crucial thing is that when you've done that trip, start planning the next one.